23-year-old Sazan is one of thousands of young Iraqi Kurds who have made the move back to Erbil. She left to Australia with her family as a child. Returning to Iraq nearly 10 years later wasn't easy. Her experience led her to start blogging, helping other people make the move.
Once they know that this development is taking place and their life won't change for the worse but for the better after they come back, I think it's a good feeling for them. And they know there's something they can do here. I always say, pack your luggage with the certificates you have, the degree you have, all the languages you have, and come back, basically. Because if you have those, there's a lot you can do here. And the younger, the better, obviously.
With the economy opening up, there's been a great deal of investment in education too. These students are at one of the newer private universities in Erbil. Lessons are taught in English. Students here are positive about their future, but it's not always easy.
Here in Kurdistan, if you know English, if you have computer skills, it will be good. You can find a job. But if you don't have these two things, it will be a little bit difficult for you.
Right now they're getting trained. A lot of good staff are coming from abroad and here, so it's becoming more competitive.
It's a developing country, so it's not as easy as we want it to be, but the government is supporting our people, our youth.
The speed at which Kurdistan has developed has its opportunities and, of course, its drawbacks.
We need, for every graduate group, we need at least 5 years of investment. And we noticed now that oil companies are approaching us. They have a lot of specific demands for skills, not only within oil industry, but also within other management skills, computing skills. They also ask for social skills. So we have also now to accelerate our programs to make sure that we are meeting future demands quicker than we originally anticipated.
With the investment that this region has seen in the past decade, the opportunities for young graduates are better than ever. But still, much more needs to be done. And like many other parts of the Middle East, the challenge now is to convince people to move away from government jobs and instead consider the private sector where the future growth will come from.
This is one of the structural pressures on the promotion of the private sector in Kurdistan, where majority of the people are employed by the government. It's almost a policy that each year the government has to employ a certain number of people. And then what you can do with them, this is partially cultural, partially systematic that we have inherited, partially that political that, you know, the parties, the ruling political parties have to take care of the people, given the historical context. But how they can deal with that is the promotion of the private sector, where there are increasing jobs for the people, where the government can stop hiring more people, or probably getting rid of so many false employed people in the public sector.
And it's not just the government that needs to change. Private companies need to do their bit too. Arthur runs a growing jobs website and runs courses to equip people with the skills needed to gain employment.
Private companies have to invest to their employees in the future, because this is a part of the company, and if they want a company, a team that works really perfectly, so they have to invest on this employer staff, and this is how we can help them to provide a better situation, a better understanding, and a better job market.
Done with the blogging for the day, Sazan helps her mother prepare for a dinner party with old friends who are also in Australia. One thing's very clear for Sazan.
You have all these tall buildings and everything's going on, but now we need to build the minds of people to be able to deal with these changes, basically to not just watch buildings go up, but to build them themselves.
And Sazan wants to do her bit in building those minds. She loved her life in Australia, but says she'd never go back to live. Erbil is her home and is carrying on her campaign to encourage her peers to consider it the same.